Have you ever imagined what would happen if one day all the electricity in the world just vanished? It sounds like the plot of a sci-fi movie, but let's really think about it. What would our world look like without that invisible force that powers literally everything we do? The first moments would be pure chaos. The lights would go out, of course, but so would your Wi-Fi, your TV, and your phone, unless you have a power bank. But that won't last forever. In the streets, traffic lights would die, causing immediate gridlock. Subways would grind to a halt, trapping people underground. Elevators would stop, leaving people stuck between floors. Hospitals would switch to backup generators, but those have a limited fuel supply. For the first few hours, it would be a mix of confusion, annoyance, and for some, genuine panic. By the end of the first day, the reality would start to sink in. There would be no way to recharge anything. The internet, the backbone of modern society, would be gone. Communication would be crippled. You couldn't call your family, check the news, or see what's happening just a few miles away. The only information would come from word of mouth, which, as we all know, can be incredibly unreliable. Rumors would spread like wildfire. The global economy would collapse almost instantly. Stock markets rely on electronic trading. Without it, they cease to exist. Banks would be useless. Your money, stored as digital numbers on a server, would be inaccessible. ATMs wouldn't work. Credit cards would be just plastic rectangles. The only currency that would matter is cold, hard cash and whatever you could physically trade. After a week, the struggle for basic necessities would become the primary focus for everyone. Clean water would be a major problem. Most water purification and pumping stations run on electricity. Without them, taps would run dry. You'd have to find a natural water source like a river or a lake and figure out how to purify it, probably by boiling it. But how do you do that? Your electric stove is useless. Your gas stove might work for a while, but the supply chain for natural gas would eventually fail. You need to build a fire. Food would be the next crisis. Refrigerators and freezers would stop working, and all the perishable food would spoil within days. Supermarkets would be emptied, first by panicked shoppers and then by looters. The global food supply chain, which relies on refrigerated trucks, ships, and automated warehouses, would be completely broken. Within weeks, cities would face starvation. People would have to turn to gardening, foraging, or hunting skills that most of us have completely lost. Long-term survival would depend on community and a return to pre-industrial